is the 599. It has a 6-litre V12 with variable valve timing on each of its 4 cams and magneto-heological shock absorbers. It has lights on the steering wheel telling you when to change gear, and then there's the gearbox itself.
When I pull this paddle here, the clutch disengages, the cogs are swapped, and then the clutch re-engages, all in 100 milliseconds. Ready? Yeah, 100 milliseconds.
See that diffuser at the back? That's generating 165 kilograms of downforce, that is.
That's about, like, that much.
You can't even start this car in a normal way.
To get it off the line, you pull that paddle to put it in... No, wait, you turn the traction control off. Yeah, that's that done. Then you pull this paddle to put it in first. Then you press the launch control button, and now the L's flashing. Good. Then you put your left foot on the brake, build up the revs, then you take your foot off the brake. That was hugely impressive. But I'll let you into a little secret. Launch control is primarily designed for fat, useless drivers to impress their friends with all the tyre smoke and so on. There's another, quicker way of getting this car off the line. Ferrari won't thank me for this, but what you do is put it in race. Okay, then you hold this paddle down for 2 seconds. There it is. It says transmission failure, but don't worry. Left foot on the brake, don't turn the launch control on. Build up the revs. That's phenomenal. The onboard computer's just got me from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. 3.5 in a car that weighs nearly 2 tons.
More amazing still, in the time it takes a 2-litre Mondeo to get from 0 to 60, the 599 will get you from 0 to 150. And then there's the way it goes round corners.
What I do in a normal fast car coming round here is brake, turn in, you feel the grip, okay? And then you balance the throttle to hold it on the limit of grip, and then you call the tow truck to pull you out of the field.
In this, however, things are a little bit different.
I simply choose what sort of cornering I'd like to do with this little switch. So if I put it here, I can make it do this. Or if I put it here, I can make it do this. Hold on to your spleen, everyone. Or if you're feeling brave and talented, you can turn the system off altogether, in which case you'll corner like this. Oh dear. Big cloud of smoke. And then it stalls. To be honest, I don't really like any of this electronic stuff. I'm not the sort of person who spends his evening on Bebo or My Face, but I will admit, when it all comes together, the effect is profound.
In short, this does for other cars what the laptop did for the typewriter. And because it's so high-tech, it's easy to drive. You might even imagine you could use a 599 for trips to the shops.
But not so fast on that one.
In the past, this was the natural stomping ground of the Ferrari, under a cover, in a garage. And with good reason. The 512 was too difficult and heavy to be used as an everyday car. The Enzo has problems too. It was only available with left-hand drive, so if you pulled up at a slightly oblique junction, you couldn't see what was coming. The 599, though, looks as though it gets round these problems. There's a parcel shelf in the back for your golf clubs. Service intervals are every 12,500 miles, and because the engine's in the front, it has a big boot.
Don't, however, be fooled, because there are one or two little issues. I took one of these things out on the roads near where I live the other day, and it was so wide, I spent most of my time in the ditch or the hedge trying to avoid people coming the other way. The headlights were like candles in jam jars. The automatic wipers turned themselves on every time it stopped raining. The air conditioning system had a mind of its own, it kept steaming up, and the ambient lighting designed to bathe the interior in a warm glow lit the whole thing up like a battlefield.
You really couldn't buy a 599 to use every day. More worryingly, though, I wouldn't buy one at all.
You see, if it's a car you can only really use on special occasions, you want it to feel special. And somehow it doesn't.
Technically, it's brilliant. I respect it hugely, in the same way that I respect the technology in my iPod. But I don't love it. And that's why, if I were going to blow £185,000 on a Ferrari, I'd walk right past the 599 and get one of these.
It's a Ferrari 275 GTS. Even by the standards of the day, 1964, it was rubbish. The prop shaft, for instance, that links the engine at the front to the gearbox at the back was never aligned properly, so it would wear out immediately. And that was a good thing, actually, because it meant owners didn't have a chance to find out that the brakes were actually milk bottle tops. They'd stop you once. And do you know what? None of that matters.
Because look at it. It's 14 feet of almost nothing but passion and flair and style. So when you drive it once a year, maybe, it makes you feel special.
The 599 is just a bucket load of science and maths. This 275 is what matters. It's heart and soul.